What do you do if you are an international superstar and hitmaker that normally uses all your creative energy towards tens of thousands of people in huge stadiums across the world? And all of a sudden, you are banned to go anywhere because of a pandemic. Well, of course, you use all your trapped creativity to compose a smooth, well-balanced gin, of course. Let's check out Ocus Gin. Hi guys, and welcome to High on Gin. Okay, I have a confession to make. A couple of weeks ago, I browsed through a Danish website called tastygin.dk, a website for hand-picked, high-quality gins. And I came across a gin that I hadn't seen before, a Belgian gin called Ocus Gin. This gin looked, really cool and sounded very interesting, so I ordered some bottles. And when it arrived, my son's girlfriend, Josephine, looked at the bottle and said, "Hey, how cool is this? A gin from Lost Frequencies." And I said, "Well, who's Lost Frequencies?" And she just looked at me as if I had just landed from Mars. "What do you mean, who's Lost Frequencies?" She said. You don't know who Lost Frequencies is? Well, guilty as charged. The name didn't ring a bell, so she grabbed her iPhone while shaking her head, and she opened her favorite playlist on Spotify and played this one. Well, this one, it's called Where Are You Now? And you probably know it, right? Well, so do I. This is only one of the biggest hits in Europe in 2021. The guy behind the gin turned out to be the world-renowned DJ with more than 2 million followers on Facebook and Instagram, and with more than 1.5 billion streams on Spotify alone. 1.5 billion. Wow. Okay. Oops. I might as well admit that I'm an old guy with a terrible sense of remembering the names of hit makers and DJs. But hey, I do know a thing or two about gin, right? And I was able to serve a very well-made gin and tonic to Josephine and the rest of the family, so at least I hope I gained just a little bit of the lost respect back. And with this new information that the gin was made in cooperation with a world-renowned DJ really got me interested, and questions started to pop up. I mean, why, how, when, where, more questions that I could find the answers to online. So I decided to call the distillery in Belgium and ask them what this was all about. And I got hold of Olivier from Brewery Distillery Wilderen. Olivier is the commercial director at the distillery that has made the gin with Lost Frequencies. A super cool guy who came up with some pretty interesting answers. I recorded my talk with him so you can hear his answers. And I do apologize for the quality, you know how Teams is. But here is Olivier. How did this cooperation between the distillery and one of the world's best DJs come to life?
First of all, I need to mention that we have our own W gin. It's our own brand. We launched the gin 9 years ago, and it was the first Belgian premium gin of that time. Actually, it was the very beginning of the gin hype in Belgium. Afterwards, the years after, there are actually like thousands of private labels and other gins who are getting into the market. But W Gin is very well known in horeca, restaurants, of course, hotels. And because of Nick, the manager of Lost Frequencies, he's a very good friend of the Wilderen family. He got in touch with us because he has this new project of Lost Frequencies willing to have his own brand, his own gin brand. Lost Frequencies is a really gin lover. He's really high on gin, as we say. And if we wanted to do this project together, we're discussing about the taste, about the style of gin, We chose, because of Lost Frequencies, we chose for a 100% organic gin. It was 100% biological and vegan, and that made the production process a little more special.
I love that he said that Lost Frequencies was high on gin. Well, he also mentioned their own gin, W Gin, a highly awarded Belgian gin with 21 secret botanicals. I asked Olivier about the botanicals in Ocus Gin, and here is what he said.
One very important thing is that actually we didn't do any private labeling the past 9 years, but because Nick is a very good friend of us and Lost Frequencies is a very nice guy, we did it once, but it was really him, it was Lost Frequencies, who could set all the details, all the goals for his own brand. So it was up to him to create actually the taste of his own gin. He wanted to have a little more citrus, a little more spice actually, but in any way, just a mixture of good vibes only. We're never going to tell what exactly the botanicals are, but it's always up to you to find out.
Well, a well-kept secret, I guess. But I know that they use 22 different botanicals in the gin, and some of the botanicals in Ocus Gin are actually known. I mean, botanicals like ginger, lavender, lemon peel, cloves, and cinnamon. The citrus element and the flowery elements and the slightly spicy touch is quite obvious when you taste the gin. It's a very harmonious and well-balanced gin. It has this very smooth feel to it and a very, well, quite long and spicy and herbal aftertaste. Love this one. And then there is the name, Ocus Gin. I tried to look it up, but I only found that Ocus could stand for either off-campus university students, Ohio Union Credit System, or be the word for home in an ancient language of Hinduism. But I had a feel there was something else behind the name, so let's hear what he said.
If we look at the bottle and the packaging, there are a lot of things to talk about. Every single secret thing inside is actually, there is a story behind, but let's start with the name, Ocus Gin. Ocus Gin actually was chosen by Lost Frequencies himself. And if we want to go back to the name, we need to go back to Lost Frequencies' real name. The real name is Felix Dalat, but his middle name was Saffron, Felix Saffron Dalat. Saffron actually is like the stamp of a crocus flower. That's why crocus Ocus is really not too far, and that's why he chose that name. And that's actually also the reason why you could see all the flowers of crocus on the packaging. And of course, if you see the bowl where the crocus flowers are growing out, it's actually like the sign of a heart, and the heart is maybe like getting to the heartbeat of his music. So that's why we chose Ocus Gin.
He is so right about the bottle. There's so many uber cool details in this bottle. There's this cool paper that the bottle is wrapped in. There is the heart that he mentioned. There is the lyrics on the bottle. There's so many cool details. I noticed on the package here that there was something mysterious about the way the description was made. The use of Greek letters here and there in the text. And if you get your own bottle, check it out yourself. Now that you know the story behind the name, this hidden message that these Greek letters creates makes sense all of a sudden. And then there is this cool bracelet here. Let's hear what Olivier had to say about that.
One specific thing about the bottle is, of course, the festival bracelet. You will see that there are 11 different bracelets around the neck of the bottle. And why the festival bracelets? Because of the creating process of the packaging was actually during the first lockdown. People and the fans of Lost Frequencies were missing his shows, were missing the festivals and the good vibes. And that's actually why we put like the festival bracelets around the bottle, because when you are able to collect the 11 different bracelets, maybe you get the chance to win a meet and greet and a backstage meet and greet with Lost Frequencies on his next show. So it's up to you to collect them.
Now, there is something for a true Lost Frequency fan, a potential way to meet the guy himself. Pretty cool. I even heard that a guy in Mexico had collected all 11 bracelets and that Felix noticed him in the crowd and picked him out for a meet and greet backstage after the concert. I guess that guy had the time of his life. Now, I'm only 9 bracelets short of a potential meet and greet as Lost Frequencies is performing in a festival here in Denmark later this month. So I better get them all if I can. So, how to serve it? Well, this is how Lost Frequency prefers it.
If we're going to talk about mixing Ocus Gin together with tonic or any other cocktail, I'm not going to tell about my favorite, but I'm going to tell you about Felix's favorite. Felix or Lost Frequency's favorite mixture of Ocus Gin is the premium elderflower tonic. He will finish this with a branch of thyme and a zest of lemon, and actually just enjoying an easy but good fresh gin and tonic. If you want to have like the other recipes or possibilities to make Ocus Gin in together with a cocktail, you can always follow his Ocus Gin page on Instagram.
So guys, there you have it, a very smooth and well-balanced gin that can be used in so many different ways and can be enjoyed by, well, both hardcore gin lovers and by people that are new to gin. As Olivier says, if you want to explore the versatility of Ocus Gin, you can get a lot of great, easy-to-make recipes on their Instagram page. All in all, this is a very well-composed gin, composed by one of the biggest DJs in the world, a gin that is as happy and fun and catchy as his musical hits. I'm a fan in so many ways. Until next time.